I can't not go tap as many maple trees as I possibly can.
Yeah, I just don't have that desire, man. It's not his.
Well, you are obsessed. It just happens to be over one thing, cycling.
I just can't not go tap a bunch of
What up, party people? We've got another jam-packed Long Dong Stem episode for y'all this week with all kinds of shenanigans, like Dizzle wanting to start his own DIY El Camino project. We got pro roadies that need to start taking navigation cues from gravel so they can actually make it to the finish line. Nate Haas hanging out with Cheech and Chong way too much when analyzing tire testing. And did Scott seriously just say that he's going to start a maple syrup company? Speaking of maple syrup, as tempting as it might be to just take that good old tree sap and pour that into your tire and hope for the best, I think you're really just asking to get yourself into a sticky situation, which is why instead you should check out the latest product drop from our homies over at SILCA, because their newest tire sealant is a game changer. That's right, it is the race king of tire sealants. And don't wait too long to get your hands on some of this stuff because it's already sold out once, so you know it's hotter than a $2 Rolex. Make sure to use the discount code BonkbrosFiberFoam at checkout for an extra 10% off. Also, if you haven't heard, our friends over at Bike Tires Direct are running a massive site-wide sale this week, and for this week only, if you use the code BonkBros at checkout, you can get an extra 20% off of one item. So whether it's taking advantage of some of those steep discounts on those SRAM products, snagging some of the Kings while they're still in stock, or basically any other cycling product you could possibly need, head over to Bike Tires Direct today and use the code BonkBros to save some extra dollars. If you have any questions or feedback for the show, you can always drop us a note at bonkbrospodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit up the Bonk Bros Instagram page. Let's get this party started.
I was doing that on purpose.
Dude, it's the infamous countdown. You nervous, Scott? Your blood pressure spiking?
Yeah, I'm freaking the fuck out right now.
Dude, I can see the veins in your head, bro.
Seriously.
You can always see the veins in my head.
That vein like above your left eyebrow is popping.
You're just so lean, dude.
Is that where they draw blood from?
I don't know about that. You know, when I get drug tested, they just go straight from my forehead.
Yeah, at 4 a.m. Straight to the dome. Nice.
What do you mean you don't know about that? Are you fat right now?
Huh?
Are you fat right now?
Probably. I don't train, so yeah.
All right.
You trained last week. You went on at least one ride.
I went on one ride, yeah. It's not training.
Is that just for fun?
I wouldn't call what I'm doing training.
You went on a fun ride?
I guess. It wasn't that fun because when your knees hurt, it's not that fun.
Do you even like riding your bike, Scott? Like,
I do when my knees don't hurt.
Okay.
Do you guys like when you're riding, like training, do you find it fun or is it like just kind of meh?
It really depends on the day. I would say.
Depends. And also the part that sucks is now that I've been doing this so long, not that it sucks, but if I don't like ride a lot, like I get like depressed basically.
Yeah. Well,
so for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to like do some form of exercise, and it takes up like 3 or 4 hours of your day.
No. You don't trust me. You don't need 3 hours a day to get the endorphin kick.
God forbid that you have to exercise for the rest of your life, Scott.
No, but like for so long, like what about just like a 30-minute exercise?
It'll be fine. Once you detrain enough, dude, if you do 30 minutes, you're popping.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just need to get super unfit and then
just do less.
You're halfway there, dude.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm like probably 3/4 of the way there.
Can you run with your knees or no?
I probably could, but I don't know. I just haven't tried. Because it's not like they hurt like at any other time. It's just riding after like 2 hours. My knees start
dude, just ride for 90 minutes then. You could get a lot done in 90 minutes.
Well,
you could do like 3 90-minute rides in a day.
I could try
anything under 2 hours is a recovery ride for Scott.
Yeah. Dude, Scott, your router already sucks, man.
What are you talking about?
You're blurry right now.
That's okay. We don't need to see his face.
That's not the router.
What is it?
Well, it does have to do with your internet connection.
It's just
It's not the router. It's just the network.
Okay.
Scott's trying to fade out of this
It's
conversation
T-Mobile.
right
They're
now.
failing me. They're failing
You know
me.
who
for the
looks
first
great
time.
is Tyler. I feel like I can see every little pore on his bald head.
Can
Thanks,
you
man.
read his diploma in the background? Is that a
Yeah,
diploma?
what is that?
Oh, maybe we could figure out what he does for work if we could read that diploma.
You've got that
dude.
like blur filter on though. Like your face is in focus, but then the background is kind of blurry.
Yeah, I forgot to turn that off, but oh well.
It's cool.
It's what it is.
Keep people guessing.
Exactly.
Nice hat, Dizzle.
He comes on here just to rep his own sponsors. Perfect.
Is that Good Life?
Yeah.
Probably.
He's not listening.
Man, the one time Drew
This is
doesn't have his
terrible.
microphone on.
And the one time somebody actually asked him a question.
Yeah, the one time we actually want him to speak.
I couldn't hear you guys, but I can
know.
now.
We're asking about your hat.
I wiggled my wire, and it works.
Ooh, we don't need to hear about you wiggling your wire before the podcast.
Is that why you were late, bro? You were wiggling your wire?
What do y'all want to know about my cool hat that I got?
Yeah, is it Good Life?
Yeah. What do y'all know about that?
Nothing. I didn't
I know
even know
about
what
it.
Good Life was until like a week ago when you were.
That's how
you got
sponsorship
sponsored by
works,
them.
Dylan.
Yeah.
I know, man. So it's
I
obviously
wear
working.
this hat, and now all of our listeners are going to go use.
If you give a code right now,
Know it off the top of my
do you like
It's a new
have to
code.
listen to Kanye when you're filling your bottles?
head. Why?
I don't think that's in his
That
repertoire.
Good Life, bro.
It ain't. It ain't. Sorry. Rad Dad Good Life for 20% off.
Wow.
Great. Cool story. Anyways, so moving on.
No, yeah, it's a protein brand. So I get a meat box once a month. So does Scott. Scott gets a meat box. I've seen him picking it up. And then we get, and then they got a nutrition line too. Nutrition. There's Good Life Brands, which is what this is. And then there's Good Life Nutrition. Same owners, two different brands.
all right, this podcast is going down the drain right now.
And what
Yeah,
is
so
what we want to know
certified
about Piemontese? I don't
No,
know.
unless- no,
all
Unless
the
we're all
facts
getting
straight, but
meat
that one's
boxes.
No, Scott.
chicken.
Okay, what we want to know about right now, Dizzle, is you weren't even on the podium this weekend. What's the deal?
was there a race?
Or Scott.
You, dude,
Dizzle.
Dizzle.
Dylan, you looked up the results, buddy?
I saw a picture of the podium on social media, and you weren't there.
Did you flat?
Yep, I flatted.
What?
I hadn't had a flat tire in like 2 years. First race.
This is why gravel
2024.
sucks.
Okay, so what?
First time I try a new tire, I get a flat. I'm like, man.
What tires?
tire
What
did you
tires?
try?
What tires?
I raced those Schwalbe G1 RS 50s.
Oh, dude, the
And I
ones
got
that
me a-
look just like the Conti Race Kings, bro.
And that-
No, not the Conti
no.
Race King ones.
These are the ones that.
That's the
kinda look like-
RX.
Yeah, these are like slick in the middle with some knobs on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the RS and the RX. I
And the
got
R.
both of them. Oh crap, man! They really need to come up with some different names. That is so confusing.
So
Yeah,
I shouldn't
I'm
get that
just
tire
now-
or what?
Yeah, no, I saw a couple of people with that tire. I don't know. Okay, so I'm assuming it was a puncture. Actually, it was two punctures. I had to stop twice in a 10-mile span. I stopped at 22 miles and 32 miles.
How else do you
And
get a flat
both-
without puncturing the tire?
Well, I had to replace the rim tape on one of my rims, but I don't remember which one it was. So I don't know if that was the culprit. But if it was anything other than a puncture, it would have kept going flat, right? Like if it was rim tape, I would have been like it would have
Couldn't it
just kept going flat.
seal the rim tape?
But no, this is the reason why I'm doubting, or not doubting, but like questioning if it was a puncture, is because that new SILCA sealant, like I didn't even see any sealant. Like it went like I didn't see. I spun the tire and I rubbed the second time I ran my finger over the tire to make sure there wasn't anything sticking out, and I literally didn't see like one drop of sealant coming out of the tire, and I'm like, did I even get a flat? Like somehow air came out of my tire, but I didn't know. But I was thinking like, I don't know if I punctured
Was there
or
ever air in
something.
the tire?
Yeah, there was. I rode it the day before with no issues.
So did you have to plug anything, or you just put air in
didn't
it?
plug? Didn't plug anything. Didn't see any sealant. I just had to use 2 CO2s. Or I had to use a CO2 both times I stopped to air it back up. And then after the second time, it stayed. It was good the rest of the race. So I think I punctured twice, and that new SILCA sealant sealed it so quick that I didn't even see any sealant. I wish it was a little quicker. It kind of sounds
like you botched the rim tape installation.
Yeah, but wouldn't it have gone flat again if?
Dude, also,
no, I mean, sometimes
but I feel like
sometimes it takes a little while for the sealant to seal up a rim strip.
Also, if it seals it that quick, then just keep racing with a little less pressure.
Yeah, like if you didn't see any sealant,
it
then
was
there
flat.
shouldn't.
Nah, it was flat.
Okay, well then, no.
This isn't the advertisement for SILCA that you think it is, dude.
I did get a little excited when I got the flat tire because I'm like, ooh, I'm about to rack up that $500. And then as I was fixing it, I'm like, they don't care if I flat. They just care if it seals. And it's sealed. So like, there's the loophole is like, it's only if you get stranded and you got to put a tube in or you got to get a ride home. It's not if you get a flat. It's
also,
if you
did we figure out whether they're giving you the $500? I think it was only like their sponsored athletes.
Nah, yeah. They're definitely not giving me any money, and they're definitely not doing it for some little local race. But
hey, man, you say a local race, but I'm reading the race report here, and it says the men's field also included former Unbrown Gravel 200 winner Ian Boswell, last year's podium finisher Andy Scarano, and U.S. cyclocross specialist Andrew Dillman, and former U.S. Pro Criterium champion Ty Magner. I think that you need to update your bio, bro. You don't even race cross anymore.
Yeah, I know.
You left us.
Cyclocross
specialist.
I wonder how they got that, because like I don't even think I refer to myself as a cyclocross racer anymore.
It's your best result
I guess they probably just did a quick Wikipedia search, and that's what popped up.
Won a cyclocross race one time.
Yeah, a
couple times.
Could you even say that? I don't think I was known for winning, Tyler.
So Drew, why did you race those tires instead of the ones that look like the Race King, the RX?
Because in that case, why wouldn't I just race the Race King? Here's what I'm trying to figure out.
Why did you even get those tires? I don't know.
Here's what I got. I'm trying to find a tire like the Race King is fast when it's all dirt and it's a little chunky. This race had a decent amount of pavement and it was real smooth. So I was like, I'm trying to find a tire that's like, I know that the Race King is fast for something like the Mid-South. It's 100% dirt. It's kind of chunky, like tried and true. That's what I'm going to run. But for these other races where it's like, maybe the Race King would be slower because of the paved sections. Well, what other tires are there? And I think what I've come to the conclusion is I'm just going to use the Pathfinder for those races. I think the only tires I think the only two tires I'm going to use are the Pathfinders and the Race Kings, which that's what Dylan's been saying for years. The Pathfinders and the Race Kings are like.
So you're going to listen to me now.
So we're doing the Thunderbirds too, but
which Pathfinder, the 47 or the 42?
I think 42s, because if I'm going to do the 47, then might as well just do the Race King.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Pathfinder 42 is a pretty fast tire. Like, and this is, I don't know, just going off of feeling. I know that Dylan hates that, but the Pathfinder 47, I never felt like seemed like a fast tire.
Well, Ian Boswell, obviously he's a specialized athlete. He was showing me his tires after the race, and he had those 47 Pathfinders, but he was telling me like the reason that they're so good for puncture protection is that the middle of the tire where it's smooth isn't the thinnest part of the tire. Like if you look at the G1 RSs, the thickest part. Yeah, it's like really on the Pathfinders, it's real thick, but it's smooth, so it rolls faster on pavement. But it's also thick, so it's not going to flat. Like the RSs that I was racing this weekend are flat, but they're thin, right on the middle of the tread. So like there's not as much resistance there.
Right. They make it smooth by removing rubber instead of adding rubber.
Yeah.
There have been a fair number of people that have had flat tire issues with the Schwalbes.
Yeah.
So
I just put freaking Schwalbes on my bike. What the hell, guys?
Which ones?
Thunderbirds?
No, the Ricks.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But those are cross country tires, right? I mean, those are those have tread.
If it's a mountain bike tire, you're fine.
Yeah, if there's tread on the tire, then that tread is going to offer.
Okay, so you think it's
the
more
G1
just to do with the
RSs
casing.
just literally don't have any tread down the middle of it. It's just a basically the casing of the tire.
Yeah.
You know, so
Dude, man, I feel like you really should have done Challenge XP getaways.
dude, trust me, I was thinking that as soon as I pulled off the side of the road. I'm like, I would give up the traction.
The traction? What, you mean the XP getaways don't have traction?
Yeah, I didn't like him for that reason. That's the main. I mean, if it weren't for that, I'd be running the getaways every race. If it weren't for the fact that they just don't have any traction at all. I mean, it is literally like you're ice skating through the turns. I just not a fan.
Man, it's crazy how much your opinion changes from one year to the next, depending on who sponsors you.
I just never talked about that last
What
year.
do you think about this? The R, the Schwalbe G1R.
Oh, that's the. Does it just have a bunch of little knobs?
Yeah, it's kind of like a baby Limus type thing. You know,
Yeah,
it's like a baby Race King.
I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm only going to have 2 tires in my wheelhouse now, and it's the Pathfinders and the Race Kings.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I think I'm just not going to overcomplicate
Those
it.
Pathfinder 42s on decent width rims, they air up to like 45 anyways.
Yeah.
Dude, what was that race last week where Filippo Ganna won, but only because they sent the entire peloton down the wrong...
The Volta Algarve,
Algarve,
Portugal.
That was
Yep.
crazy.
What was the deal with that?
I want to see. I only saw the footage of the finish, but I want to see how did they get over there?
Well,
So-
like every race, I think that every road race has like a deviation where the cars go and
Yeah,
the
I knew
motorcycles,
that.
and then
Right.
so I guess they must have like the
It wasn't very
motorcycle,
clear.
the lead motorcycle must have pulled off the deviation, and then you're always kind of following the motorcycle because that's what you do the rest of the race. So then whoever was like leading just went.
So was it the rider's
the
fault
DV.
or the race's fault?
Probably the race's fault.
Yeah,
would
that's
say.
what I was thinking.
Gotta
It
be
was
the
like-
race's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, never blame the riders. It's always the
But
race.
like definitely whoever was the first guy to follow that motorcycle, you could blame him too.
But you saw if you watch the overhead that like, cause it was, they were going into a roundabout and he went to the right when he should have stayed to the left because the camera moto peeled off to the right. So you followed him. But then as soon as he ended up on the other street, on the other side of the barriers, you saw him kind of gesture and be like, ah, shit, like went the wrong way. But then like the whole peloton, like, I just don't understand how they continued sprinting.
Yeah.
Like
Dude, they
you
sprinted
see-
to the finish line.
I know, but you
And
see
they
the
beat
people.
Ghana too.
They were way
They were
ahead of
like
him.
50 meters
They were
ahead of
way
Ghana.
ahead of him.
Yeah. And then Ghana, so like Ghana
Ghana
probably,
was dropped, dude.
he
wasn't
would
even
not
in
have won the
contention.
stage. Like,
And Ghana still posted up like he won.
well, he crossed the line
He
first. I
technically
mean,
Come on.
Yeah, but they didn't give it to him, right?
no,
they-
I mean,
no.
you could argue that they should have given it to him and then just canceled like the.
They just called
GC.
it, right? They just said no
They just
result.
canceled the whole stage like it never even happened.
That's bogus.
Yeah.
That sucks.
They should have, yeah, to your point. I mean, they should have given Ghana the win, but maybe not sent him on the podium or anything like that.
Like
but
the results would just be Ghana first and then nothing. Like he had raced himself.
Like everybody else in the race doped.
I think like, I always thought that, you know, when you're in a race and there's a crash and everybody's slowed down, and then there's that one dude that just comes shooting up from the back of the peloton and just runs into everybody as if he didn't know that there was a crash. I thought that was just an amateur thing, but then you watch the whole pro peloton continuing to sprint as like the barricades are over to their left. And I just am like, I don't know, like there's so many cues and I don't know, you just like heads down, not paying attention. It's kind of crazy
How
that they
do
just
I-
kept sprinting.
How do I get this to happen in a lifetime race or whatever? Like,
Yeah, it looked like a gravel race.
like you got
Unknown.
domestiques and pro mastiques. I want like an idiot mystique who
Yeah, but you know what would happen is
who just like takes everybody off course and I roll in for the win.
I feel like the race promoters would just like applaud that, and then they would give it to whoever won the fake sprint on the sidewalk.
Fake sprint. Yeah.
Whoever tried the hardest.
The real winner.
Yeah.
It is ironic that there was a whole nother road over there that ran parallel to the race road, and there weren't
It's just a really wide road that they split.
It's crazy that no spectators just got smoked. Cause like, yeah, that's what I'm like, what? It's crazy. It's a good thing that it wasn't like a massive race because people would have gotten. And then talk about
it is
that,
a massive race.
It didn't look like it. Like there weren't rows of people watching, or people would have been getting hit by riders.
I think they all jumped out of the way. I mean, you saw the police car pull off to the side, and then everybody else was kind of clearing out. So,
I mean, that could easily happen at Unbound. At Unbound, there's two chutes. There's a chute for the 200, and then there's a chute for the 100 and the 50. It'd be so easy to accidentally take the wrong one.
Get straight up confused.
And we'd never know how it happened because the camera would be someone's shaky iPhone footage pointed at the ground half the time to finish. So,
yeah, so that's gravel, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts just to see that sprint finish. And I think, I don't know, the rest of the stage or the stages seemed to go off just fine. But
you guys watch
the other awesome thing that happened this week was Merlier winning that race and then crashing right after the finish. he crashed hard. Like when his head hit the ground, I was like, dude, he's probably got a concussion. Like he might not be able to start the next day. And he won. Like,
what's more controversial, the all white European champ skin suit or red bib shorts?
Controversial.
What's more offensive?
Okay, I think that personally, I actually think that if you're a national champion or European champion or world champion of some sort, where the main color of your jersey is white, I think that going white bibs is actually a huge flex. I think it's cool.
I thought it looked cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but
I know,
like,
I know there's some people that are like, you have to, if you do white bibs, that's like a sin against cycling fashion or whatever. But
why? Who says?
I don't get
why.
why.
Dude, you've never heard that before?
Couldn't anyone just wear white bibs?
Yeah. I mean, you could wear white bibs and not be a champion of anything.
Yeah.
Curtis White. Yeah. He did. He wore white bibs all year, and he didn't win anything this year.
In cyclocross, he wore white bibs all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must have a lot
His
of
kit
clothes
was just an all white kit.
There's no way you could keep that clean. Or
it wasn't that clean.
I can't keep anything clean.
It was like an off tan by the end of the year. Yeah. Like when he was at Cross
Dylan's would be an off tan by the end of Leadville.
Yeah.
But I think what Tyler is arguing is that the white bibs should be saved just for the world champ. Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's European champ. But.
Yeah, he's European. No, I'm not saying that.
I know he's
I was
European
just
champ, but I kind of think that only white bib, like the only person who should be able to wear an all white kit is the world champ.
Yeah, Tade.
When the
I
world
think
champ
Tade
does it, it's super cool.
What has Tade been doing? Has he been doing black bibs or white bibs?
All white.
I thought he did white. Yeah. When he just had a little breakaway escapade in the UAE tour where he just like rode off the front for half the stage and then sat up.
Whoever you guys, that Asian guy that does those funny videos on Instagram, he's been making those for like a year now. And he's just they're just getting better and better. Like,
yeah, he does a good job.
That one that he did of that race, the UAE tour, was hilarious. You're like,
it was so funny.
I don't even know who that guy's name was.
He did one.
So funny.
He did one about what your favorite workout says about you, and he's like going through the workouts. And then the one about if your favorite workout is a zone 2 ride. If your favorite workout is a zone 2 ride, then apparently you're a Dylan Johnson Glazer.
He called you out.
I had like three people text me this week of the Crit Beef page that posted a picture of you. It was like reposting the post that you made about the spirit of gravel is dead. And it says, bro's just mad because he can't win.
Yeah, dude, the meme pages had a field day after I posted about the spirit of gravel being dead.
I'm pretty sure one of the guys on Roadhouse is the guy that, or used to be on Roadhouse, is the guy that started the Crit Beef.
Don't say that.
Why? You're gonna say who it was.
You're gonna ruin it. Yeah, but you're giving like you're narrowing it down to like 10 people.
It wasn't him. Sorry, forget it. I said anything.
Yeah. I mean, I like that exact joke that he made is a joke that I make myself on my YouTube channel constantly. So it wasn't very original, but it was
I'm just
funny.
saying, Dylan, if you want to go TP his house, I got his address. You can go light him up.
Yeah, but Dylan, nobody watches your videos. It's actually like running a meme page. So
Right. Sure. Yeah.
how is he going to know the joke?
Yeah. The only people watching my videos are like 45-year-old dads. So
Yeah.
Andrew.
I watch him. Heck yeah.
Drew's a
Any
45-year-old
advantage I can
dad.
get over Dylan, if I can find out what he's screwing up by what he says in his videos, that's just an advantage to me.
Yeah. No, dude, there were like 3 meme pages about that post that were all up on it. Yeah.
Did anybody else race this weekend?
Aren't the early season California races happening right now, like gravel, grasshopper, or whatever, and
I don't know.
everything else?
Probably. I think
Thought I
I think
saw-
Kate
really-
Courtney won the grasshopper race. That's the other podium picture I saw. And then maybe Brendan Wirtz for the men's race, if I can remember correctly, but I could be completely wrong here.
I saw Lance got second, but I didn't see who won.
Yeah.
Dang, Brendan Wirtz giving it to old boy Lance. And
Why
his
do we
Natty
even care about the
champ
grasshopper?
jersey. That's
I
cool.
don't know
It's
why we do.
preseason.
Yeah, who
gotta
brought
hype-
that up?
You asked if there were other races this weekend. And I'm just saying there were
Well,
other
there's plenty of
races.
road races. There was like
Was it-
5 or 6 road races going on. Maybe
I
3.
mean, the UAE tour was happening. Is that not the biggest race happening right now? The UAE tour?
There was UAE, there was Volta au Algarve, there was Volta Andalusia,
And there was the French races.
yeah, Haute-Var, Maritime.
Tyler, come on, you can do better than that. Give us your real accent, dude.
It's too
on.
many
He's not-
language
he
switches
doesn't,
in
do you
between.
speak French? He doesn't speak
A little
French.
bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He speaks Spanish though, dude. When he rattled off that Spanish comment a few weeks ago, I was blown away. That
Dude,
was
we should
so
start
good.
doing one in Spanish. I mean, I couldn't participate or listen, but
Didn't you live
We
in
can just
Spain?
use AI.
yeah,
and
you
it'll
think I learned
translate it for
Spanish?
us?
On the grasshopper, Brendan Wirtz won. Lance Haydet was second, and Tim McBurney was third for the men.
Fuck is that guy?
Yeah,
Don't
who's
know.
this? Local.
And then
Local legend.
for the women, Kate Courtney was up on Anna Yamauchi by, let me do some quick maths here,
Hour.
4 minutes. No,
So is
and
Kate
then
Courtney
Anna Gibson was in third.
is Kate Courtney a gravel racer now? Do we have we confirmed that?
I don't know. I don't
She's a
follow her on
privateer.
socials.
She can do whatever the heck she wants. She's a privateer, dude. There's a reason that privateer kind of sounds like a pirate, because you're just out there nabbing whatever you want. I'm a pirateer. Come on, you guys don't
So
think
anyways,
every time somebody says privateer, I think of a pirate in my head, don't you guys?
I
No.
never thought of that. Not
Ever.
once in my life, dude.
Oh. Well, that's what I think of.
I guess the question I'm asking is she going to do World Cup mountain bike racing anymore or not?
Do you guys follow
I
her on
think so.
socials? I don't know.
Mhm.
The
I don't
real
know.
question.
What do you
the
think
real-
a pirate's favorite letter is?
We
Oh my
don't
God,
care.
Who cares?
We don't care,
Get
dude.
out of here with the dad jokes.
What do y'all think?
No, we're not going to
Move
answer.
on.
No, we're not going to
Think
answer.
so. You'd think so, but he's quite fond of the sea.
Oh gosh.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
We could do this all day.
No.
All right. What were we talking about? Kate Courtney.
Yeah.
Why would she turn to gravel?
That's what every
Isn't that what
retired
every retired pro
elite
does?
racer does.
Did she retire from cross country racing?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's why the
not a
level in
team.
gravel is just so high. Because
I
when
think she just
anyone's
lost-
not,
she just-
not good enough to compete in another discipline, they just
She
go
just
to
got
gravel.
dropped from Scott.
Dropped? You think so?
I mean, she didn't get a contract.
I guess nobody would ever actually say they got dropped. They just say, "Oh, I'm opening up
I'm
this
just-
new
Okay.
opportunity."
Sometimes you get offered more money by a different company, in which case you weren't dropped. Like you got a better offer. Sometimes
Seems
you get
like that's what
dropped,
she-
and you have to.
Yeah, but then what if you ask the current sponsor for the same amount of money and they drop you?
yeah.
Isn't
drop.
her like main sponsor like Elon Musk or something? Like she's making way
No,
more money for sure.
It's Rivian.
It's Rivian, dude.
Doesn't
Rivian.
Elon Musk like own Rivian?
No, he owns Tesla. Are you serious?
They're like the same. I thought Rivian was just the off-road version of Tesla.
No, that's the Tesla.
They're two different
Cybertruck.
companies.
Well,
Do they have like
Rivian
internet in
seems
Kentucky?
like a real. I don't think I've ever seen a Rivian or a Tesla in Kentucky.
Isn't that what Amazon's driving now, Rivian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So you have seen Rivian probably every day when you get your Amazon package.
Nah. Here in
We don't have-
Kentucky,
we
they
don't
still
have the
use
Rivian.
those spray painted UPS trucks for
Oh.
Amazon, dude.
Whoa.
You can tell which
You
ones
sure you're
used to
not
be.
ordering stuff from
You
Alibaba
can
again?
totally tell which ones used to be a UPS truck, and you're like, "Yep, they just bought that from UPS and painted it."
Dude, no what? The Cybertrucks haven't made it to Kentucky yet.
I think I saw one the other. Yeah, I saw one the other week. I was blown away.
Dude, there's-
Cybertrucks are dope.
There's Cybertrucks
They are
in
not.
Brevard.
They are
Get
not
out of here
dope.
right now.
They're
What?
dumb looking.
You leave the podcast.
Are you serious?
They're
Get outta
so
here.
dumb looking.
Dude, no, I would drive one of those now.
I think I'd rather.
Everybody
have a
would
Rivian.
make fun of you. They would ship
I
you
would
to
be
North
afraid I would
Dakota.
get like
How can you make fun of
Parking
that?
lot.
How can you make fun of someone that's driving that?
Because it's not even a real truck.
Yeah. It looks ridiculous.
better than a real
haul
truck.
you get to haul 2 bags of mulch back there, and it can't even get out of snow.
It actually has a pretty impressive towing capacity, but it looks ridiculous.
Okay, if you're buying a Cybertruck, the towing capacity is the least of your worries.
It's probably the equivalent of like those old school Impalas that were they Impalas that had the little cab in the back? It was like a car, but it had
No,
truck
you're
bed.
talking about the El Camino.
El Camino. Yes, that's kind of what.
All right,
that's
I
probably
would
the
probably
equivalent.
drive an El Camino before I drive a Cybertruck,
There
but
we
Cybertruck
go.
would be a close second.
Weren't the El Caminos discontinued because they would explode if you got rear-ended because the gas
All right, maybe the
tank was-
Cybertruck's top of the list now.
I'm pretty sure there was a massive lawsuit over that.
Dude, your mustache makes you look like you own an El Camino.
Yeah.
I would drive an El Camino. That would be rad. I probably have like
You know what Drew would
suspension on
do?
it.
Drew would take a station wagon and make his own El Camino out of it.
Yeah, I think I've seen people do that where they just make their cars convertibles and they just saw off the top of the car.
Yeah.
I should do that with
See
my
how
van.
excited he is? Dude, a convertible minivan? How sick would that be?
I want to get it lifted because that's like the main downside is the clearance. I can't like drive like off road too much.
What kind of van you got?
Odyssey?
The lift kit
I'm
for an
sure,
Odyssey.
they for sure make a lift kit
I'm
for
sure
that.
it's not that hard.
It's probably the
just
same
that-
lift kit as for the Pilot.
Probably. I would just have to do it. And then it's like I keep racking up miles on the thing. I'm like, do I want to put any money into it? And it's just going to die, you know?
And it already smells like freaking chicken
Yeah,
liver.
but you can
No,
just
it
take the
smells
lift
good
kit
now.
off of it, right?
No, I've been
put it
putting
on-
firewood in there, so it smells nice and oaky.
Why would you want to take the lift kit off of it?
I mean, like if that one dies and you get a new one, you could just transfer the lift kit to the new one, right? No?
It's a lot of work. I mean, you could in theory. It depends what kind of lift kit you get, I guess.
Okay. I don't even
All right, you know what we need to talk about is Keegan and Matt Beers teaming up.
I've been trying to get to that, but you guys are talking about dumb cars.
I agree. I
Dude,
agree,
Cybertrucks
dude.
are not dumb.
They're the worst
They're
car.
dope.
I'm deleting you from my phone. We will never talk
My
again.
entire Instagram feed is going to be all Cybertrucks after we talk about this.
God, what a fucking joke.
Yeah. Dylan had a pretty bold statement yesterday. Dylan said they are definitely going to win Cape Epic.
Yeah, I agree.
Like there was no doubt in your mind.
Yeah, because Keegan can ride over zone 2 now.
You don't think they're going to win easily?
Didn't Matt Beers
I don't
and
know that they're
Howard
going to win
Gross
easily.
win last year?
Yeah. And Keegan is stronger
Keegan's
than
way
Howard
faster
Gross.
than Howard Gross. So
Like, okay, so Matt
Seems like a
Beers,
pretty
Matt
reasonable-
Beers, first of all, both of them have experience with Cape Epic. Like
Yeah.
Keegan's done Cape Epic, but Matt Beers has experience winning Cape Epic, and then Keegan's just strong as fuck. Like, how are they not going to win easily?
who did Keegan do it with last time?
Lachlan.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Ooh.
And we were ragging on him because Lachlan wasn't fast enough for Keegan to keep up with him.
Yeah, and then
Clearly.
Lachlan won Unbound.
Yeah.
What's a different effort?
Yeah. Okay, so look, if they don't, anything could happen at Cape Epic, right? You could get mechanicals. Like mechanicals happen all the time. You could get sick. People get sick all the time. If they have a clean race, who's going to beat them?
I don't know. I'm trying to look up this start list right now.
DJ, let's go.
Let's go.
I mean, I think like the pros, you were talking about people getting sick. I think it's possible, but I mean, those pros all have their own little village. They're kind of not relying upon the race fuel. So I think they're taking that out of the equation. But yeah, I don't know. Is Nino doing it? Is he doing it with,
no, Nino's
what's
not
his
gonna,
nugget?
Dude, yeah, who does he usually do it with?
What I'll say is that if Nino showed up with whatever Scott rider that he could get to do it with him, they're still beating him.
He'd get steamrolled. Yeah,
They're still beating him. Yeah.
No, it'd have to be like, I don't know. I mean,
Exactly.
Blevins with someone I think could go up against.
But if Blevins
Keegan
was
and-
doing it, he'd be doing it with Matt Beers, you know?
What about like a Bjorn Riley or somebody? They don't ever do those long.
I don't think
races
they're.
either.
I think the race is too long and too hard.
Yeah, I agree.
Mason?
No, Keegan's
previous
I can't tell
strong.
if you're joking.
Like, okay, so the Lifetime Grand Prix podium,
Payson's
it
been
was
pretty close to Keegan a few times.
it was Keegan, Matt Beers, and then Payson, and then
Payson,
now
yeah.
Payson has to find a teammate.
Mm.
So
Yeah, but if Payson gets a teammate that's faster than both of them, like Nino,
Like Blevins.
Payson and Nino, or Blevins. Yeah, that's what I meant. Blevins.
I mean that would be decent. Payson and
Yeah.
Blevins.
I mean, close. I mean, it'd be pretty
No
close.
shade against Payson because great dude, but I feel like his luck with racing, like he would go to Cape Epic and he'd be the only pro that would get sick.
he's
It's just
also
not luck.
no dude. A lot of people
being
get
soft.
sick, man.
I know. I'm just saying, like his luck though. I feel like he gets sick a lot, or
Yeah.
you know,
Sack
Maybe
up.
other people get sick, but Payson will post about it when he does.
Honestly, he had a pretty lucky year last year. Like I felt like all of his Grand Prix races, he didn't have an issue.
that's true. Yeah, last year was pretty clean.
Yeah, we.
I mean, you don't get third place without having a clean season, I guess.
Yeah. Obviously we can think of individual riders that could be faster than both of them, but you also have to think they have to feasibly have a teammate that's that quick too.
For sure.
And a lot of times the way these teams work, it's not like they can just pick anyone. It's not like, Vanderpool can go with Wout and that's a team. It's like they have to have sponsors in common. You know what I mean?
All right, well, Vanderpool and Wout, if you're listening to this, Dylan doesn't even think that you guys could beat Keegan or Matt Beers. So figure
That
it
would be
out.
Gravel world
They
champion
teamed
couldn't
up.
beat Keegan.
They
Get outta
teamed
here.
up for some kind of race. That would be awesome.
I think
I
it would
would
be
love to see that.
so that, but the mountain biking equivalent would be if Nino and Matthias Flukiger teamed up.
Do they not like each other? Yeah, but
They-
like the
they do
Vanderpool,
not.
I mean, the Vanderpool Van Aert beef has been. Everybody knows about that.
Yeah.
Do they
Well-
have that much beef though, or do they just like are so
think they just-
competitive that like
I don't think.
yeah,
I don't
probably
think
don't
they
hate
have
each other. Well,
I don't
they
think
might,
they have
but
beef.
not
It's just that they've been like racing
Yeah.
at the exact same level
Yeah,
for their entire
rivals.
career.
Right, I
Yeah.
get it. But they're rivals. So yeah, I'm not saying they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
beef, but to see them racing alongside each other would be
I think it's better to see
Interesting.
them racing each other, not alongside each other.
just
my God.
shut up. Whatever.
Dylan.
Do you?
Why do you want the two? Why do you want the two strongest guys working together? Don't
He's
you
just
want them?
saying they're the two strongest guys. So if you saw, that would be the best pair of riders in the world.
Yeah, but I think
I don't know. I think
what he said was, I would love to see that. What I'm
Yeah,
saying
because
is,
it would
I
just
don't-
be it would just be like a spectacle.
And you know
I
what?
think,
I'm running,
I think
I'm gonna run the
Pidcock would be
Strada
better than.
Biancas. I'm running those
than
Strada Biancas
Wout.
35s at the next race. Just to, you know what? Those are better than Race Kings. Screw you, Dylan.
you think you're going to get
Two
me
can play
mad
at this
about
game.
that?
Two
You know,
can
you're
play
That
at
would
this
normally
game,
get
buddy.
you really mad, Dylan. You get emotional
Yeah.
over tire choices.
Well, the next race, what is that, Mid-South? So like you're gonna flat instantaneously, and then like, oh no, like I don't have to worry about you in the race anymore.
Nah,
were you
you're
worried
wrong.
about it to begin
You're
with?
so wrong. Race Kings suck, Dylan.
I'm just saying, like hypothetically, let's say Wout and MVDP were on the same World Tour team. Would that be a better or worse scenario for the fans than if they were on different teams and they
That's
could
not
actually
what I'm
compete against
suggesting.
each
I'm
other?
just saying if they paired up for one race, it'd be.
I think it would be worse because that's what is so intriguing is the team. Like you have Wout, who's on paper a stronger team, and yet he still hasn't won some of the biggest races because Van der Poel has just outclassed him. Mm-hmm. You know, and you watch the Tour where Van der Poel is a good sprinter. He's said in the past he doesn't want to be a bunch sprinter, but him and Philipsen being on the same team means that Van der Poel is then just the lead out guy. So you never get to see Van der Poel sprint for like a flat sprint stage.
Would it be kind of like if they were on the same team, it'd be like in basketball, how like didn't a couple years ago the Miami Heat just like recruited all the best and they had like this super team with LeBron and Dwayne.
Yeah, it still kind of sucked
a decade ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catching up.
It'd be like that. You just get all the superstars on the same team and see what happens.
Yeah, what happens is superstars want to be superstars. So when you have a team sport, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would actually be an interesting dynamic if they were on the same team for the classics season. Like who would they ride for? You know what I mean? If they're in Roubaix, like who rides for who? Because arguably they're, you know, both equally strong. I mean, MVDP is a little stronger, but not much.
Yeah.
It would throw it back to some of the
yeah, a little, not a lot, a little.
I think it
the
would
difference
definitely
between first and second is a small amount, dude.
I don't know, man.
Why do you think he's so much stronger?
a couple minutes last year.
I just feel like
Wow didn't even do the classics.
Because he crashed and broke his sternum.
I know, but so you can't say he was a couple of minutes faster than Wow because Wow wasn't there.
No, but he was Van der Poel was like minutes faster than second place.
When Van der Poel does an all-out attack and then Wout does an all-out attack, you can't tell me that Van der Poel's attacks are just like 10 times better.
Yeah, but Wout's also won like 9 stages of the Tour de France.
I know, they're different riders.
One.
This episode kind of sucks. Can we just change the subject?
What do you mean? This is the most interesting thing we've talked about in like a month.
Yeah, you want to talk about your tire again?
Let's talk about how you couldn't. Let's talk about how you couldn't fix your flat tire
I'm
again.
not into it. I did fix it.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to talk about that either.
All right, bro. What do you want to talk? I think this is the most interesting conversation we've had in a month, but apparently you don't.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I don't know.
All right,
just check out. You know, I'm not into like the majority of stuff we talk about. I just get on my phone and like, or I go buy something online. I just ordered a power meter through 4i factory install.
Why would you do that?
Why? Because I need another power meter.
Why would you not just go to Bike Tires Direct and buy a power meter from there?
Because I already have a crank.
You could have bought a spider or spindle there.
They can't install it for me.
What,
you just buy a whole new one.
Yeah, dude.
Is 4i Project Echelon's power meter sponsor? Like, is that why you have to use a 4i? Because I don't really know why.
Scott, give us your code.
I don't have a code. I don't have a code.
Like, I don't know why you would voluntarily run a 4i.
Well, I mean, it is affordable. I got a dual-sided power meter for $500.
Dude, you can get a cork literally on Bike Tires Direct right now for $500.
So
Yeah, but then you're okay. If you want to have an artificially high power number, then go get a cork.
Dude, I do.
Or if you want to just have
But
if you want to just have a consistent
reliable data, get a 4i.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about accuracy. It matters about consistency. What is power really, Scott?
Yeah, dude,
I mean, power.
Right now, you can get.
If you want.
Are you running a double, dude? You can get a red Axis double crank set with power meter for $520.
Oh,
okay,
but Scott has to
30% off.
And then when your chain rings wear out, what do you have to do?
No, it's not. I don't think it's the
Buy a new
integrated
power
one.
meter.
Yeah, that is kind of dumb.
Oh, it is the integrated one.
Yeah.
No, it's not dumb, dude. Those chain
What do you
rings
mean
last
it's
for
not
like
dumb?
15,000 miles.
Yeah,
It's
right.
dumb.
Okay, if you have like a perfectly clean chain every single day, they last
dude.
for a
You're
normal
a pro,
person
dude.
5 years.
You don't even wash your bike. Someone does that for you.
Adam,
If you actually train.
you're way too much of a SRAM fanboy. If you think that integrating the chainring with the power meter is not dumb.
Well, I mean, if you're waxing your chain with some, I mean, you just got to use that super secret wax, and cuts down on the wear of the chain rings anyway. So you basically get 30,000 miles out of that thing.
That was the main reason I started waxing my chain, was because I thought it would save me money. Literally.
Well, it does.
That was the thing that pushed
But I'm
me
saying
over
the
edge.
majority of people aren't going to have a perfectly clean wax chain the whole time they ride.
What are they doing?
Which your SRAM chain ring will last you 7 years. Isn't that what they claim? 7 years?
Well, Scott,
Well, I don't know about that.
when the rest of us pedal by while you've dropped your chain for the 18th time in the gravel race that you end up doing.
What are you talking about?
When's the last time anyone on this podcast has ever kept a bike for 7 years?
I probably have a 7-year-old bike in my shed right now. I
Do you still ride?
No, I don't ride.
Is it a Townie?
It's probably a Niner.
You still have Niners?
I might.
Yeah, but somebody is going to have to either throw that power meter away or replace
It's not your
it.
problem, bro. That's the next guy's problem.
All right, what if I go buy a used bike with an Axis power meter?
And that's your fault for
think
buying a
it's
used
stupid.
bike with an
Okay.
Axis power meter.
I think it's stupid that you have to replace the power meter when you replace the chain. Like,
I
is that
agree.
not-
Like,
I feel like that's like a
dude,
universal
Adam, this
thing.
is
I think even
obvious.
SRAM.
This
I
is
think even
obvious.
SRAM would agree that that's dumb, and that's why they've gone away from that. They don't offer that anymore.
Well, who thought of that to begin with? That's the thing. Like, that person should be fired.
That person
Consumerism,
thought
dude.
they had a great idea.
Consumerism.
Yeah, they were a consumerism
Why
engineer.
would that be a good idea?
I don't know. Maybe you can write SRAM a nice letter and ask him what's up.
I think Scott's doing that right now.
I think the entire internet has already roasted SRAM for this.
Yeah.
Because no one likes that except for Adam, apparently.
I mean, I've never owned one, so
Okay,
I didn't say that I like it. I'm just saying you can buy it for $500 on Bike Tires Direct. That's all I was saying.
Dude, at least if you have a SRAM derailleur, you can jump on it and it's not going to break, you know?
You could probably jump on those chain rings. It's not going to break.
No, I'm saying like SRAM really figured out their derailleurs. Like you can freaking hit a SRAM derailleur with a sledgehammer and you're fine. Like your frame might snap in half, but
Dylan, I
that
don't think you've
derailleur
ever
is still
swung
gold.
a sledgehammer before, so I don't know if you know how that works.
Those little plastic hammers.
Give me a SRAM derailleur. I'm pretty sure I could break it.
Scott, were you not on Instagram that week that every SRAM athlete was standing on their derailleur?
No.
All right.
Hey, Drew, are you going to BWR this weekend?
I think Drew's checked
Yep.
out, man. Oh.
Himself?
Yep, BWR Arizona this weekend. I fly out tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Who's on the start list for that?
Hanging with Chase. I don't know.
Drew's just like so glad that we're talking about him again. He's like,
Oh, thank
why were we
goodness.
talking about Wout and MVDP, dude? Why can't we talk about my tires?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What tires are you going to run this weekend?
I'm taking my Race Kings, and Chase has some Pathfinders for me there.
Golly.
Wow. What a teammate.
Those two. I got those two options.
Dude, listen.
I will say, Dylan, after your last tire video, I did watch that one. I would say my thought process on what the best tire is for BWR races has changed.
What do you think it was before?
I mean, before it was like whatever tire is going to be best for the off-road sections, and then just get by on the pavement. But there's such an increased drag on the pavement with the Race King that it's kind of like, I don't know. You really have to think through where is the paved sections coming in and how decisive the paved sections are.
Yeah,
You say
yeah,
it,
I
Adam.
agree. I mean, I think
And
that
especially
was like,
this year
Wow.
for the course this year.
If I had said the exact same thing Adam just said, Dylan would be giving me a hard time right now. No way, dude. Race Kings are better. But because
No,
Adam
dude.
said it,
Yeah, but
Dylan's
you
like,
say it
yeah,
in
you
such
watch-
like
I
a
totally agree.
way that just pisses people off.
Drew, did you watch the video? Like in the video, I admit what Adam just said. I basically said I've been wrong. Like for example, when I picked my tires for BWR
I've been
North
saying
Carolina,
that for a year, dude.
yeah, but I didn't have any data to back it up. Like I don't change my opinion based off of what you tell me. I change my
Just
opinion
for the
based
record,
off of
I
data.
was right on that one.
What have you been? What have
I've
you
been
even
saying that
been
mountain
saying?
bike tires on slow on pavement since day one.
I feel like everyone's been saying that since.
Not Dylan. Not Dylan.
Yeah, literally everybody's been saying that. Yeah.
Except Dylan.
Yeah, to be fair, I should have been testing mountain bike tires on pavement this whole time, but I only
So
tested
this whole
them on
time you've
gravel.
been saying this, you didn't even test it on pavement? Like, why don't you like are destroying all your credibility?
I don't think I ever
Yeah.
said that mountain bike tires were faster on pavement. I just said they're definitely faster on gravel.
Okay, but the gravel courses have pavement in them, so like,
Yeah, some of them. Yeah. Like a
not a lot of
BWR,
them? Not that I know.
a
any of this,
BWR
but-
race, it is genuinely a tough call for a BWR
So
race.
what about
Like,
Mid-South? Is there pavement?
it's
in
not
that?
a tough call. I mean, there is pavement, but it's not a tough call at all. It's like almost all gravel, and it's like kind of rough. It's not a
I
tough
thought
call.
it was like smooth.
Don't ask some roadie if it's smooth or not. They're wrong.
Yeah.
Ask your teammates, Scott.
They've never done it.
I don't think they would make it. They'd flat out because they had
They would flat.
whatever BS tires that you guys were running.
But yeah, like Drew, this year at Arizona, you basically end with, I don't know, 10 miles of single track that's uphill, and then 10 miles of pavement that's downhill.
Yeah, they changed the course from last
They
year.
changed the course.
Last year
And-
there was a big paved climb.
and it's like pavement for the first 20 miles, and probably the hardest
Yeah.
climb on course is at the
right
end of
there.
that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I feel like you kind of need fast rolling tires for this year.
Yeah. Yeah, because if not, you're going to get dropped on the first climb.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's what I'm-
Pathfinders.
That's what I'm thinking.
Pathfinder 42s, I think, is a solid choice.
That's at
How
the. Yep, that's what I was thinking.
how
Exactly.
bumpy is the single track?
The single track's not that bumpy. I mean, it's pretty smooth.
The first section that comes after that long climb,
Oh, yeah.
the biggest climb, that's
one's
the
rough.
roughest part. But it's going to be so.
But
blown.
it's
I
so
feel like it's
bunched
gonna be so
together.
blown-
Like,
but it's going to be so blown up on that first climb. I think. I mean, I think we're going to go into that section in groups, like little groups.
yeah, but like you're not going to gap people. I don't think. Like, I don't think that it's going to be too tight together still. Like you'll probably still be around 5 or 6 guys or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, like Keegan might choose to run the mountain bike tires because he can still blitz that climb, and then he can rip
Right.
the descent and like actually get a gap on the single track.
So the other thing is the Maxxis sponsored riders have done testing, and the Maxxis riders have found that the Aspen ST is faster than the what's the gravel tire? The Reaver. It's faster than the Reaver 40 on
Even on
pavement.
pavement.
On pavement. That's not
Okay,
that's not
so
on
for them, it's a
gravel.
no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a no-brainer for them, but like, yeah, apparently, and this is not just one Maxxis sponsored athlete. This is multiple Maxxis sponsored athletes finding this. The Aspen ST faster than the Reaver on pavement.
But the Aspen ST is still slow compared to the Race King.
I don't know. I mean, you're the one who did the test on that, right?
I just said it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And that was on pavement, though. The testing that I did was on pavement.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show how terrible a choice Maxxis is for gravel racing, I guess.
Isn't that what Keegan uses?
Yeah.
Isn't he the best?
Yeah, well, that just goes to show how freaking strong Keegan is, you know, that he can race on such inferior tires and still be so dominant. I mean, though, the year that he won Unbound, he won on 40 millimeter slippery
Boys.
The refuse, dude. He won on the that's like, okay, first of all, it's a 40 on gravel, which is slow as fuck, and then it's the refuse, which is slow as fuck. Like that.
That
probably,
is the slowest tire I've ever
Dude,
ridden in my life.
no one.
100%.
No one.
When Dylan says you can't notice shit, you can notice that.
Yeah.
You can
No one
notice
that year was running mountain bike tires because that was before mountain bike tires and gravel was really a thing. But if you were
but then you thought that you were running the best tire then.
I know. Opinions
you weren't.
change, Scott. It's okay to change your
Yeah,
opinion.
but you're
over time.
Say
always
it
like,
again,
whatever I'm
DJ.
doing right now is the best and only way to do it. But that's
Right
not
now?
true. Like,
Dude,
yeah.
You got to say it with passion, Scott. If you just are like, oh, well, it
You're
might
not
be.
like curious that there might be a better fucking option?
Of course I'm curious.
Or
What do you
maybe
think
somebody else is doing something better than you?
What do you think I think of 24/7?
Maybe
Scott?
Drew's tires. Maybe Drew's tires.
Of course I'm
tires.
curious. Why do you think?
Maybe.
Why do you think
Yeah,
I went all the way to the
use
UK
other
to test
people to be
this?
like, oh, that guy's using that tire. I wonder, maybe.
No. Other people doing stuff doesn't convince me. Like data convinces
Yeah, but that
me.
should spark your curiosity.
Yeah, no, it does
because
spark my curiosity.
Your
It
data
does.
that you've collected is bullshit.
Yeah,
Most of the time.
it does spark
You
his curiosity.
riding on a
Then he-
gravel stretch of road and being 1 second faster is complete bullshit.
Actually, I was right with my data that I collected.
How do you know?
Well, the data that we got in the pedaling efficiency rig perfectly confirmed what I had already been testing.
I still don't believe your stupid bullshit test.
All right, whatever. What was I? Okay, so look, no one was running mountain bike tires back then, but hypothetically, if somebody were to run a Refuse versus a Race King at Unbound, like that's you probably have to average 20 watts higher with the Refuses.
At least.
It's crazy.
Maybe
It's
more.
crazy.
Maybe 40 watts.
Dude, the worst race I've had in my
'Cause you gotta double it, right?
entire yeah. Oh, that makes sense. I don't know. The worst race I've had in my entire life, I had Refuses on, and it was a training crit, and I rode there, and I just thought I'm gonna miss the start, and I barely got there, got registered, and I was doing the race, and I thought I was the worst cyclist ever, and it was like a 1, 2, 3 open crit, and I thought I should just downgrade or just quit cycling because I was that slow on those tires.
Were you
Only
on
to-
like the 32s, like the small ones,
It was like maybe even
Or
like
28s
the
or
30s.
whatever?
Yeah, 28s or
Okay.
30s.
but not the gravel ones?
No,
Okay.
It was
I'm
a
talking about
crit.
the refuse. Yeah, it was a crit. And then I found out it adds like 5% rolling resistance per tire. So that's,
Yeah.
sick.
Yep. You know what's funny is the Refuse used to be like the tire of choice for those fat tire crits.
Yeah.
You know,
Why? Just because it's
because
slick?
people were dumb,
Dude,
dude.
it's a slick, a big slick.
You know why?
Big slick.
You know why, Scott? It's because don't look at what other people are doing and think that's the right thing to do. Like if you go back to 20,
No, but you got like other people
He
could
says-
do something
he's-
better than you.
if you go
He
back
says,
to
as the guy that's like, look at what I'm doing. This is the right thing to
Yeah,
do.
that's what you said.
dude, if you go back to 2014 and you look at people's bikes in the fat tire crit, you'd be like, oh, dude, I need the Refuse. Like if I don't have the Refuse, I'm screwed. You know what's funny? You'd be better off on the Maxxis
mountain bike.
mountain bike tire.
Oh, gosh.
All right, listener questions.
Solved it. I have it. Hold on. I have a question, and I'm going to try to make it unbiased. But there are really two things that have kind of been an annoyance for me in the last couple of weeks, which is one, why don't gravel races show who's registered for the event? One. And then two, why do we have to wait until the last moment to release the courses? Why is it such a big secret to like hide all the details before a race?
Well,
So I
are
don't-
the courses on like private property and stuff that they have access for a certain amount of time?
The one I'm thinking about, no. And yeah, no, not
So-
always.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this applies to every race, but I do think that sometimes the race promoters are trying to protect the locals by not having a bunch of cyclists riding on their farmland constantly.
Yeah, but how many of the participants in the race actually live in the town that the race is happening in?
Yeah, not many.
12?
Yeah. If that, probably less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what advantage is it going to be if you know the course a month ahead of time?
I don't, some of these gravel races, I don't think it's an advantage to know the course at all. Like the whole
How
thing
is that
just
possible?
the whole
It
thing
has to
just
be an
looks
advantage.
But what I'm telling you, man,
What
is
is it? You got to race the people that show up. Like I
Yeah,
could
but
go,
like
I
if
could
you
go
know where, like, I
pre-ride.
don't know if there's like a pinch point, you got to know where that is, right?
Yeah, for sure. But what I'm telling you is that sometimes these races, like the whole thing just looks exactly the same. Like Unbound.
Okay, I believe that because it's boring as fuck. But it has to be an advantage to know
Sure,
the
sure.
sprint and like the like pinch points, basically.
Dylan, will you ever go on like Google or Earth and preview a course that way?
I have done that actually. Yeah.
Do you have VeloViewer?
Yeah, I don't think that works for gravel.
What is that?
What do you mean? What is that? You know what
I'm serious. I
VeloViewer
don't
is?
know what that is.
Oh, it's like I guess it's like a database that a guy made that you upload the GPX file and then you can basically just like preview the course on. It takes all the images from Google Street View and you just go through the course.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's like if you're doing a road race, it's like essential
man, I bet that's essential for
because you can see all
Unbound.
the cobbles, which way to go around, which roundabout. Because you can't
Can you like
preview.
fast forward through it, or is it like frame by frame?
It's frame by frame, but you can like just jump to whatever. Like you don't need to do the whole course, or the director will do that and then tell you the like key points.
Yeah.
And it gives you all the gradients of all the climbs. You can highlight this climb. You know, like just like you can do that on Strava or whatever.
Maybe Lotto should have shelled out for VeloViewer subscription before Algarve.
Yeah, they probably should have.
Oh, you got to pay for it?
Well, I also saw that they went and previewed that sprint in person.
Well, I think,
and then they still screwed it up.
I think that I like listening to some podcasts kind of discuss. He was new to that particular way the race finished because they flipped the start and finish towns from year to year. And then also, so he had like never done the finish before in that direction. Didn't know he was supposed to go left anyways. But I mean, I'm on like this BWR. And I just wanted to see who's registered. And I know that it seems to be a feature that some races can toggle on and off. I think even, it's not just a BWR thing. There's other races that hide who's registered, which do I need to look at start list? No. But if we want to talk about who's racing, then it would be nice to know who's even registered instead of just guessing. But that also wouldn't be on brand for this podcast to not make predictions that are wrong and then have to correct ourselves next weekend. So, yeah. But then like for Mid-South, like I've been, because I live somewhat close to Stillwater, like a 2-3 hour drive. It would have been great to have gone over and just pre-ridden some of the course.
Well, so you're the reason they don't release the course early.
What am I going to do? Ride some gravel road in Stillwater?
I was dying to know the course, and now I don't even get to know it. Isn't it the same course every year too?
I don't know.
Much, right?
I think they do what Unbound does, where they change it every 2 years. I could be wrong about that. I don't know.
You want some live news?
Yeah.
Your knees are better.
Gravel World Championships canceled.
Whoa.
Or at least in Nice. They're searching for a new venue.
Oh, okay.
All right. Read about it, Scott. We want to know.
We're
usually a week behind.
Paywall, so I'm not going to
pay for it, dude.
Nah, dude,
we got Patreons. Our Patreons
What
will
is
pay
this
for
on
it.
Velo News or something?
Cycling news.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't pay for that.
We're usually like a week behind any cycling news that happens.
Now we're only going to be like 3 or 4 days behind by the time this actually comes out. True. UCI Gravel World Championships in Nice, France has been canceled just 8 months from scheduled dates. Up in the air after UCI confirms Nice unable to host.
Well, this sounds like the perfect time for the US to host it.
Oh yeah,
no, they're not going to do that.
That's a hot take. Yeah, U.S. sweeps in and nags gravel.
The same weekend as Big Sugar.
Just make bigger.
I think they should make it.
Yeah, but the problem with if the U.S. hosts it is that no actual good like road riders would go because it's too much travel to do a race that they don't really want to do to begin with.
So then Keegan can be the world champion.
Yeah, but that's like I get like if you want to have the best riders in the world. Mm-hmm. Then you got to kind of do it where they are, You
got to do it in Europe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tom Pidcock would show up. He seems to only be able to win world championships in the U.S.
Yeah, Big Sugar would be great because you got all that Walmart money, and they've already hosted the world championships before. So just make.
Oh, you're saying just make Big Sugar the world champs?
Here's what I
just make that race the world champs.
Here's what I propose. I propose we have Little Sugar, we have Big Sugar, and then the week after Big Sugar, we have world champs. And the world champs course can be in Bentonville. All of it's in Bentonville. It's like a 3-week party.
You could come for 4 weeks.
Okay, but
that's in Michigan.
I'm saying like you just
that'll delay Dylan's off season by 2 weeks, which will totally ruin his next season. Completely trash it. He'll be completely ruined. He'll have to retire.
Exactly, dude. What I'm saying is you just camp out in Bentonville for 3 weeks and you just have a race.
Have you ever really camping?
You think Tom Pidcock is going to camp in Bentonville?
Yeah, dude, he knows Tom and Stewart. They got a couple houses they could probably lend to him.
Matthew Vanderpool would just buy a mansion before he'd camp.
Dude,
You go golfing with him, Tyler.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd golf with Vanderpool, show him a thing or two.
Vanderpool would not come to the U.S. for that.
No, he barely comes to the U.S. for cyclocross or even mountain biking.
He only came once, I think, for cyclocross, didn't he?
I thought he came for a couple of years. Yeah, I thought he came like 2 years. But then, like, when was it Mont Saint Anne that was hosting World Championships? He wouldn't go. He was just like, "Nah, I'm good." And that would have been his best shot to win Worlds. Mm-hmm. So,
I think if Gravel Worlds ever gets hosted in the U.S., that's Keegan's going to win. Keegan will be the world champ.
I mean, maybe if they host it in Leadville.
Yeah, if it's at altitude, it's not even a question. Keegan for sure.
I mean, if they host it at Big Sugar, he'll just give it away to whoever.
Yeah, he's never even won Big Sugar.
That is a good point. He hasn't won Big Sugar. Is that the only lifetime race he hasn't won?
Yeah, dude, he's washed.
Probably. I mean, he's also never needed to win that one. But
yeah, but I don't think he races that race with the intention of winning. He doesn't give up.
Yeah, but maybe he starts his off season a few weeks before. Remember how you were talking about how you don't want to go to Iceman because you don't want to be 2 weeks detrained?
Or
that's probably what Keegan does every year for Big Sugar.
That's why Keegan is so much better than you, that he's taking his off season that 2 weeks earlier. And then he's starting training so much 2 weeks sooner, and that 2 weeks that's the difference.
Yeah. Him not riding for 2 weeks, he's still capable of getting third place or fourth place or whatever he got at Big Sugar.
Drew's loving it.
Yeah. The gears are turning. And I love that Scott's just beating
So
it.
Tyler, did we answer your question?
No, not at all.
What was the question?
I was just saying, why can't these races list who's on the start list? Not that I need to compare, but if I want to talk about it. I want to talk about who's showing up at BWR Arizona and just kind of start to get a sense for what the race is going to play out.
So how does Pro Cycling Stats know every rider's program?
Because they release their schedules and they have to release the start list or whatever, sign up.
The riders need to release their schedules, and then some organization needs to compile all of the start lists together. Just
Dude,
like Pro Cycling Stats does.
That's
one of our listeners, I'm sure, would do that. If you're out there and you're
probably just use AI
data
to do
nerd,
it. Yeah, synthesize this 5-paragraph
Chat
essay.
GPT right now.
Yeah, I mean, every person's got to post a 5-paragraph essay about their schedule and how hard they've been training and how the spirit of gravel is dead and blah, 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 whatever. So it's a lot of information to read through to finally get to what races are you doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Why don't these race promoters think about us podcasters ever, That we should be their number one priority.
Wow.
We're giving them free advertising.
Even ChatGPT says, as of February 25th, 2025, the official start list for the professional riders at Mid-South Gravel has yet to be released.
Oh, no.
Dude, I thought I was looking at it on Bike Reg. When you sign up, it says who's registered. You go to the start list.
That's one that works. They have that listed there.
But ChatGPT can't even find that? Okay, so that's not reliable.
Yeah.
Debunked right there. Live.
ChatGPT is, yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, it'd be, like I said, it'd just be nice if if we could get some courses ahead of time so I could just see, BWR Arizona has the course out there in the race Bible. It's great. I can see the Bajibal. I can see what's, what the course breaks down to, how much single track, etc.
Drew, are you gaming over there? What are you doing?
I'm trying to. I'm
He's
looking at
probably on 4i.com ordering.
I'm
his
looking
new
at the
power
BWR
meter.
email. Usually they put in like a list of the pros that are signed up, but I'm not seeing it for this one. I think it says that Keegan and Sophia are both going to be there.
I also don't get like how you can
That's
just
it.
sign up for the pro race and then you can also just sign up for the amateur race. Like anybody can. So what's stopping all these amateurs from just signing up for the pro race? Because if I was an amateur, I would like, yeah, sure, I'll start with the pros.
I think
Do you
a lot
want to
of
start
people,
with the pros and then drop back to pull me off the front?
If my knee can handle it.
No, dude, we're not
If
going
you
that
pay
hard.
for my knee replacement afterwards, is there a good hospital in Bentonville that I can go stay at your house and get a new knee?
Dude, I'm not doing any ads for Bentonville here. Okay. I'm not Dylan Johnson. But yeah, we could find one. There's somebody that in like Southern Missouri that could probably whack it out pretty quick.
Yeah, like I want like somebody's basement. I don't want
Yeah.
want cash only.
Perfect.
They wear
Scott,
masks the whole time.
Scott, I think that if a lot of people, if they're not at the pro level, they don't want to be in a field of riders where they're going to get dropped instantaneously.
All right. I mean, I don't know. Like every other discipline, everyone's trying to get to like the highest, category or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this discipline, you can just sign up for it off the bat.
That's true, dude.
So I'm
could
surprised that
argue,
more people don't do that.
you could argue that the spirit of gravel is contributing to complacency.
Yeah.
Why get faster if you can just sign up for the pro field?
You get to enter a professional event. You're a pro.
Right. Yeah. And then get dropped instantaneously.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to agree. It's kind of surprising that more people don't do that.
I think there are people.
I think
that
they
do.
do.
That. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
they
but
do.
like I'm talking thousands.
Yeah, I don't know.
Separate pro start, except there's no amateurs.
I think for Unbound, actually, you do have to apply somehow. Like you have to send an email to the promoter or something.
Well, don't you have to apply for the race too?
It's a
How
lottery.
do you do that?
It's a lottery.
Yeah.
Okay.
You give them money, your name gets put in a hat, they pull your name out of the hat, or they don't.
Yep. It's
I
literally
was
a
looking
hat.
at lotteries for hunting last night.
We don't want to hear about it.
What are you trying to hunt that you need a lottery for?
I was just looking at various options.
That's your
elk.
that's
Doing a
your
moose hunt
MO,
in
Scott.
Maine?
Huh?
Doing a Maine moose hunt?
I can apply for Maine. Although moose is like, I don't know, it's pretty unlikely to get one and expensive once you do
Yeah.
get it. Like you get drawn and then it's like, wow, I get to buy a tag for hundreds
Do they
of
have bear?
thousands
Do
of
they have a
dollars.
bear season in Maryland?
Yeah, but it's a lottery.
Okay,
I could go to West Virginia,
there you go.
Dude,
but
West
I've just
Virginia-
never done that, so I don't have any experience.
I'd imagine West Virginia doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Well, they also probably have a lot of bears.
yeah.
All right, Adam, we
All
got
right.
listener questions
Okay,
or
yeah,
what?
we got this one from George. George says, I just watched GCN's video on the Aero Bras. It saved Ollie 4.5% of watts at 45 kilometers an hour. I would want to hear your all's opinion on this and even see Dylan take it to the wind tunnel because I'm sure those watt savings are pretty tempting for Unbound.
When he says aero bras, is he talking about like the Rule 28 base layer? Aero
the
base
chest
layer?
He's talking
fairing.
about
No, the
any
chest
brands.
Chest fairing.
Yeah, but Rule
That's not a
28
chest fairing.
Rule 28 was the first.
Yeah, but now you
Okay.
can buy them on AliExpress if you want.
Okay.
Is that what he's talking? Is that what he's talking about? though?
Chest fairings.
Chest fairing.
That's not an aero bra and a chest fairing are totally
Okay, well,
different.
I don't know. That's what George said, dude. I'm just reading George's email.
like what I need to know is that is this like arrow stripes down your sleeves, or is this like literally something on your
Look
chest?
up the video, bro.
He's
GCN.
definitely talking about the base layer with the trips on your shoulders and arms.
Okay.
He's talking about,
And a chest
what-
fairing is totally
Adam,
different.
what's
It's
it-
like
I think he's
stuffing
talking
like
about-
a fucking cone down your chest.
yeah, or a
That-
bottle. Like you've seen him put bottles in the front of their jersey.
Yeah, but take it to the like. I want that thing touching your handlebars. A cone.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about like putting something down the front of your jersey. I have tested that. I tested that last time I was in the wind tunnel, and it was quite a bit faster.
Did you test it to the extreme?
A water bottle.
How big of a water bottle?
Yeah,
it was actually a big one. It was like a 1 liter.
Like one of those ones that's like on top of an advertisement car, you know?
Put like that, 5-gallon bucket down your jersey.
That's how I get my Menards sponsorship. In my jersey.
I do need a source of 5-gallon buckets right now for my maple sap collection. What? Dude, you'd think 5-gallon buckets are easy to come by, but it gets expensive when you need like 20 of them.
Yeah, what is it, like
and
20
they need
bucks?
to be food grade.
No,
and
like
I'm buying them from the Amish right
probably
now. But they smell like fucking pickles because they're pickle buckets.
Did you say you have some from the Amish?
Yeah, they're selling them down the road here, $2 a pop from the Amish.
What are they selling?
5-gallon buckets.
Dude, with all this
buckets.
money we're making from this podcast, you can't just go to Lowe's and get some 5-gallon buckets.
I mean,
there.
I can. It just hurts to spend like a lot of money on fucking buckets, you know?
It hurts.
Like,
it hurts, Scott.
It's like, it's like almost trash. It's like almost like you're buying trash.
Dude, from Uline, you can get 5 for $30.
Well, yeah, but then you got to pay shipping. Go to checkout.
You gotta wait for them.
Nobody wants to ship 5-gallon buckets.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dude, or you can get 120 for $650.
Maybe next year.
Whole pallet.
My maple sap collection hasn't.
Where do you have a maple tree in your yard, or where
I've got access to a lot of maple trees. Yeah.
That sounds sketchy, bro.
Access.
Wow.
We talking
raise
public
his
access,
eyebrows,
private
too.
access,
A mix of both.
mix of both. Okay.
I mean, like,
Can you tap public maple trees?
I don't know.
It's one of those ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
But like, also, if I really wanted to get serious about it, you know how easy it would be to like ask somebody if you can tap their maple trees versus like hunting on their property, you know?
I don't know, man. Like,
I think, yeah, I feel like people would be upset
there's
about
like a
that.
difference between like animals that are kind of like a nuisance to your property and then a maple tree that's just an innocent maple tree
Yeah, but
sitting
you
there.
give them a little jar of maple syrup as a thank you. Just like you give them some deer meat.
Are you trying to buy like 10 5-gallon buckets to fill those buckets up with syrup?
Sap.
Sap?
And they can make syrup out of that.
Yeah, it's...
Do you know anything about maple syrup?
Syrup's kind of expensive. So like if you're going to sell this stuff, you're going to pay for the buckets in a heartbeat.
I'm not selling it.
Well, you're going to say
I mean,
what are you going to do
my
with it?
company would be Maryland Maple
I'm
Co.,
just
but-
trying to I'm trying to go back to the why do we need 10 buckets of syrup? What is
Because you
this
need to
for?
collect the sap, right? From
Yeah.
each tree. You tap it, you collect the sap, and then it's like 40 or 50 to 1. You get 50 gallons of sap. And then you boil it down and makes 1 gallon of syrup.
Oh.
So
you need a bunch of
to make
syrup
1
to make a
gallon.
little
Like,
bit
to
of
make 1 gallon, I would need 10 5-gallon buckets full of sap.
That sounds
Really?
so not worth it.
I thought it
dude.
was the
Just
other way
go to the
around,
store and
like-
buy some.
You get a little bit of
it's
sap,
fun, Dylan.
and then
I know you
water
don't
it-
understand
you
this,
water
but
it
it's like
down to make it
satisfying. It's
syrup.
an activity. It's fun. You get together, you cook it over a fire.
It sounds
How
like
long
hanging out
would it
together.
take for 50 or I guess it'd be 50 gallons of sap to come out of a tree?
1 tree?
Yeah, like it doesn't pour out fast, right? It kind of drips out.
No, but I have like, I don't know, 8 or 10 trees tapped right now.
Okay.
You're doing all of this for a gallon of syrup.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Maybe
say,
not even
Drew.
a
That's what
gallon.
I'm
I might
like,
not even get a
why?
gallon.
I'm like,
Okay,
why
I
are
thought
you
it was
doing
the
this?
other way around. I thought it was like you get a gallon of sap, you get 10 gallons of syrup because you just water it down. But I thought like sap.
So you
was
think there's just
concentrated.
thick,
I thought sap was like
viscous
thick and
Syrup
concentrated.
flowing through a maple tree? No. That's why maple syrup's so expensive. I know you probably don't buy maple syrup, Drew.
Why
You
would
buy like Aunt Jemima or whatever. But
No. We got maple syrup. That's like probably the number one reason I still have a Costco membership is because that's the cheapest
Yeah, it
place to
is
buy
cheap
maple
there.
syrup.
yeah.
Damn, how many trees are Costco tapping?
A lot.
Well, like where they actually do production up north, they get like you get tubes throughout the forest, and they're all instead of buckets, and they all like connect and flow downhill into one massive reservoir of sap.
Sick.
Wow. That is sick.
But dude, your hobbies are so rugged, bro. So rugged.
What are your hobbies, Dylan? Sitting in the dark by yourself, looking at nothing?
I'm just saying, dude, you like freaking chop wood. You like get maple syrup. You hunt innocent animals, you know? Like you don't have a non-rugged hobby is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it has crossed my mind.
The only non-rugged hobby that you have is cycling.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like Dylan, you don't have any hobbies, and you don't train that much more than I do. I'm kind of wondering, like, what are you doing? Like, you need to train more.
Literally, he's sitting in the dark.
Yeah. Why are you such a bum?
I don't know. It's my life, man. I'm a bum.
Look at him. Dylan's contemplating his life right now.
I'm really not, dude. I feel like I don't need more hobbies, to be honest with you.
The one agree. I don't need more hobbies, but I have like a disease where like I'm like
you have to tap maple syrup trees.
It's definitely like ADHD or something. I should probably get medicated, but
yeah. Like
I just like get obsessed with random hobbies, and then I can't not go tap as many maple trees as I possibly can.
Yeah, I just don't have that desire, man. It's not in me.
You are.
It
just happens to be over one thing, cycling.
I just can't go tap a bunch of
Yeah, so speaking of ADHD, this guy was talking about aero fairings and
bros.
I already moved on to the next question.
Okay, so
the next one queued up.
Buckets.
All right.
Dylan, why don't you go to like a velodrome and test this stuff?
Maybe I
there's
will.
not one in Brevard.
No, there's not one in Nashville.
No, that's not.
It's outdoors. It's outdoors.
No. Isn't like a 333 too? It's like a big old track. Huh?
Yeah.
In Indy?
Yeah.
No, in South Carolina. That was the one I was talking about.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the one in Asheville.
There's a velodrome in Asheville?
It's not. It's an outdoor concrete.
The Riveter
it is
pump
a track. It is a track. No, it's like, it is a track, but it's outdoors. It's not like if it's at all windy.
It's not steep. They call it a melodrome.
Yeah, melodrome is what they call it. Yeah. They have races on it, but they don't race track bikes. You just race your regular road bike.
Nice.
I saw a picture of Dylan doing that race once, and he was just on the front drilling it. And I'm like, he's an idiot.
Well, I wasn't trying to win the freaking weekday night crit. I was trying to get in the best workout I could. But
that's what everybody
says. But shouldn't you practice winning? Maybe you'd win more of these gravel races if you practiced a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Next.
So have you tried putting your bladder in the front of your jersey? Didn't Lachlan do that?
Lachlan did do that, yeah. Maybe that's
Probably
why he won.
That's why he won.
That's why he won, dude. I've put bottles.
Did he dump that shit before the sprint?
He probably drank it all, dude.
Yeah, probably drank it.
Or drank it, I guess.
I have put bottles down the front of my jersey in races. I was doing that all last year. Yeah.
He Cool Whipped that thing, bro. He had Cool Whip in that. He probably just sucked
Cool
down
Whip?
that Cool Whip like 5 miles from the finish, and that just gave him one last edge over Aga.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dylan. I was like,
Nah, locked.
You're going to call him out because it's got dairy in it. Breaking your vegan
Does
code.
Cool Whip have dairy in it? I'm pretty sure it's just sugar.
Of course it's got dairy in it.
I don't know, dude. I think it's literally just
would you be
sugar.
surprised if it didn't?
It's whipped cream.
Cool
What is
Whip-
cream?
Cool Whip might
sugar.
be so processed that it's not actually dairy. Like that Oreos,
That's
you
what
know,
I'm
the
saying.
filling in Oreos is
what I'm
not
arguing.
cream at all.
Yeah,
it's
Oreos
vegan.
are vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're super healthy for you. Okay, so Aiden says, I've got
Are
a
the
new...
buckets faster or not? Should I go get the bucket or not?
Yeah, dude. Next YouTube video.
It is faster. Yes. Yes.
All
Put a
right.
bucket down your chest.
Got to go to Menards later today. Get me
Or
a
the
bucket.
Cool Whip bladder, dude.
Trey just got a 3D printer, and he's trying to think of all like what all could he do with his 3D printer to make aero gains? Like where could he just put a fairing on everything, make it all faster?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
put fairing on his
Print
forks. He's talked about printing out a bottle cage.
I designed fairings for Dylan's bike last year.
The bottle cage has like a fairing off of it that almost like connects the two bottle cages and makes it just one big unit.
They already just make that, dude.
Yeah, but he's got a 3D printer. He can make it better, Adam.
You could probably make it worse, actually.
You can print all cool stuff.
What kind of 3D printer is it?
I don't know.
I
don't
don't
got
think
an FDM 3D printer.
like unless you're really good at it, I don't think people realize how hard it is to actually 3D print usable stuff.
Well,
Dylan,
just get somebody else's file.
If he locked himself,
you don't actually design it.
If he just locked himself in his room for a week and studied, he'd figure it out, dude.
He could probably like 3D print a spaceship and go to Mars.
Right. Yeah.
Drew could probably do that.
All right, so Aiden wants to know, or no, Aiden says I've got a new addition for the DJ approved frames list. He's got the new Trek Checkpoint Gen 3, and it has a 2.25 Schwalbe Rick XC in the back and a 2.4 Rick XC in the front. Dang. With a 2x drivetrain.
Gen 3 is this?
I didn't know that bike could fit that big of a tire.
Is that a new bike?
The Checkpoint. We're not talking the Checkmate. The new one they came out with last year. That's road tires,
right? Yeah.
Are the Trek riders allowed to ride the Checkpoint, or do they have to ride the Checkmate?
I think some of them are riding the Checkpoint.
I don't think so. I think they were all on the Checkmate.
Maybe when it came out last year, but I thought Russell was running like mountain bike tires.
Yeah, he was barely able to fit them. He had to run like 2.0s.
So he was stuffing those into the Checkmate.
Like he had to get a 2.0 and like cut all the knobs off.
Oh wow! I didn't know they made the Rick XC in a 225.
They do.
Have you thought about running that for gravel?
I have.
And that's as far as it went? Just thought about it?
Yeah, I just thought about it.
Okay. Cool.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. Protein powder. I heard Drew questioning Dylan's nasty protein powder. I recommend trying Aura protein powder, which is completely plant-based, very clean, and actually tastes good.
I don't give one single fuck what it tastes like. There, done.
Or order some Good Life. Rad Dad Good Life. Get you some of that Good Life protein.
Yeah, get that meat.
Yeah. It ain't vegan. It ain't vegan. But it's better. That's what I got to say.
Let me head over to Patreon. All the questions that I've got in the email right now are from that dumb listener question form, and I can't open it.
Yeah, you've told me that, and I told you to call me so we can figure it out, and you never called me, dude.
Yeah, I forgot to call you.
It's not important.
Those people don't pay us anyways, whatever.
Yeah, do we need to answer
They
their
really
questions?
want their questions answered, they become Patreon supporters and submit their questions there.
Someone posted a picture from their trainer, must have been watching the podcast, and they said, I've got a new mini game while I'm on the trainer, watching the podcast and trying to see who blinks first, you or Adam. I don't know if that means I blink a lot or if I don't blink very much
What is
at all.
wrong with
I don't think you blink very much at all.
Scott says, what is wrong with people?
Who's you?
That's true.
This Patreon guy.
He's doing a staring contest with Adam.
Yeah.
So Adam doesn't blink a lot.
Adam is the best looking one of us, so if he's going to stare at somebody, it should be Adam. Oh, Tyler, are you offended?
Oh, dude. Chris sent us a screenshot. They achieved a 69 VO2 Max on their Garmin head unit. Nice
Good
job, Chris.
You suck as much as I do.
Dude, I got a Garmin watch.
You've got just as much potential.
I got a Garmin watch, and for the first time I ever got like an estimate of what my VO2 max is, and it's pretty close to what I expected it would be, but guess what it is?
69.
73.
You guys all talked at the same time, so I don't know what you're saying.
What is it? Just tell us.
53.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Dang. No wonder you didn't become pro.
I mean, I always figured I was probably like in the mid to high 50s.
I'm just kidding,
Why
man.
did you
You
always
did real
figure that?
good if that's legit.
I know, dude. Yeah, you think you were the best performer with a low VO2 max, dude? I had you smoked in that
Yeah,
category.
but you're pulling that off of your VO2. How long have you been wearing your Garmin thing?
2 weeks.
Yeah, that ain't accurate. It takes like 6 months for it to actually get to where.
Okay,
it's
so it might
accurate.
be 57 by the time it's done.
Like mine says 56 right now, but if I go to my cycling VO2, it says 71. I don't know why.
What do you mean a
two
cycling
separate-
VO2?
Like it uses, like I wear the watch, so it pulls data from the watch, and it's from just the data from the watch, it says 56. But from my data on my Garmin head unit, it pulls all my cycling data, and it says based off of that, I have a 71 VO2. And I also think that you do have different VO2s for different sports. Like if I have a different VO2 for running than I do for cycling because of the efficiency. I'm probably a more efficient cyclist than I am a runner. So my VO2 is going to be.
Do you wear your watch while you ride?
Yeah.
So why is it different then?
I don't know. I guess because I don't use my watch to record the cycling data though. So I guess it's only using the cycling data for the cycling VO2, and then I guess the other VO2 is just all the data. I don't know why they're that big of a difference either.
I haven't used my Garmin head unit yet, so.
But I just know that the cycling VO2 in here, that pulls the data from my Garmin head unit from cycling, and I think that that's the accurate one to look at if you're talking cycling VO2.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to stick with the 53. I think it's accurate.
Yeah.
Rainer wants to know if anyone has tried the Caracal race. Have we already talked about this? I think we talked about that.
What is it?
I don't know what that is.
Hutchinson?
Oh, yeah. How many people asked us about this tire?
I had multiple people this weekend ask me about that Thundero.
Yeah.
We did. What, Tufo, right? The Tufo Thundero.
A bunch of people have been talking about that.
Thundero.
Yeah, the Thundero. I think they have a 44, I think. Yeah.
This guy says, I just finished the 2 podcasts on Escape Collective with Robert Chung and John Karash and read through John's gravel/mountain bike tire testing data on gravel roads using the Chung method. Okay.
Nice.
Easily confirms what Dylan, Payson, and Keegan have all figured out, that good quality XC tires are quite a bit faster than any gravel tire in gravel racing. So what was Nathan Haas smoking when he did his testing and he said that he didn't like bad science from the dudes using mountain bike tires? I'm sure he's a nice guy or whatever, but that was some clown shit. Very interesting.
Yeah. So I communicate with this guy quite a bit on Instagram. And he's very thorough with his testing. It's pretty impressive, I will say.
Chung
or Haas?
No, the third
Karash?
guy. Yeah.
Kevin
Karash.
Or Steven. What is his name?
John Karash?
I think. Man, if I'm butchering his name, that's embarrassing because I do talk to him on Instagram.
So I don't get it, because John Karash is using the Chung method. Why aren't we just talking about Chung? Why isn't Chung
Chung
using
has
Chung
a
method?
method for testing things.
Okay.
But he's not Chung. I don't even know if Chung is still alive.
I think he probably is.
I think he is, because
Probably just
John,
did a podcast.
he's on the podcast.
Wrote
So
it
he
off
is.
one.
He is on the podcast.
He's on the Escape Collective. It says with Robert Chung and John Karash.
Okay.
I was just curious why John Karash is using the Chung method.
I
sent you the article.
It's very
Whenever you guys
embarrassing.
read it.
It's very embarrassing that I'm forgetting this guy's name because I do talk to him on Instagram.
It was upsetting.
Isn't it not John Karash?
I don't know. Maybe it is. Hold on. But yeah, so dang it. I can't find it.
Is John Karash.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I've not yet listened to the podcast. I've been meaning to, but the thing about it is that like he will already send me all of his results all the time as soon as he gets them. So like I kind of already know exactly what he's going to say. And he said exactly what I've been saying, is that mountain bike tires are faster on gravel than gravel tires. So, what was
on pavement?
Yeah, slower on pavement. Apparently, what was this guy's original question?
He was basically just saying that Nathan Haas was smoking some crack when he was doing his testing.
First of all, I don't think that Nathan Haas actually tested this himself because, for one, he doesn't have a gravel bike that can fit mountain bike tires. So I don't know what bike he would use to test it. I think he was referencing a test that somebody else did. Who did the test?
Chad Haga.
Yeah. He was referencing a test that Chad Haga did. And what's interesting is that Chad Hage's a Maxxis rider, so he's getting different results than other Maxxis riders for some reason. But I think the biggest issue with the test that Chad Hage did was that he actually did the test on different days. So he like did this climb with 40s on one day, and then he came back, 3 days later and did the test with mountain bike tires on a different day, which I think is a huge confounding variable to do it on different days. Anytime I've done testing, it's been on the same day. So,
Yeah, but even the same day could be like the wind is going to change.
Yeah, no, I know that, Scott. Believe me, I know that.
Like it almost like as long as the wind's the same, what other variables are there? Air pressure?
Yeah, I mean it's mostly the wind, but
temperature.
would you not agree that doing it on different days is worse than doing it on the same day?
I just don't think any of them are accurate.
Okay, well, you know what it's Scott, you know what it's way better than? You know what it's way better than? Just riding them and saying this one feels faster, which is what 99.9% of people do. At least you got something, right? At least you got something to base the opinion on.
I don't get why you don't go to a velodrome.
Well, a velodrome surface is not what I race on, dude.
No, but you could test like aerodynamics and rolling resistance to some extent not at the same time, but in the same trip.
Yeah, but if you were to look at, I think Dylan has a point where if you were to read the article on Escape Collective that I sent, you guys are all jerks.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, clearly.
When did you send it?
I texted it to you. I texted it to you guys.
I don't even think I got that message, dude.
That's probably yeah. But like you could test. Yeah, sure. You could test rolling resistance on a steel drum or on a velodrome, but I think what you see in the article and some of the graphs that they produce is that as the gravel gets chunkier, certain tires start to perform better than others, and certain tires start to drop off. So you're like, yeah, okay, I'm just looking at this graph where they're talking about the Thunderbird 2.1 versus the Peyote 2.4. And if you go on the bicycle rolling resistance, the Peyote is more based on a steel drum. But then once you get to like some rugged roads, that's where the Peyote starts to excel compared to the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
So we need someone to start an indoor gravel velodrome that you could adjust the surface on.
A new business
piles
idea
of gravel
for you, Scott.
outside. You come and dump different amounts of gravel sizes.
Scott, you could obsess about the types of gravel and rock that's used.
But that's still super subjective, because you're telling me that you can hold the exact same position for the entire time of the test and then repeat that over multiple tests.
Just be in a normal position, man.
Well, then it's all subjective. Like if you can't do that, then the whole thing's just completely out the way.
I agree.
Adam, just be in a normal position. It's not hard to hold.
But like Dylan said, it's the best you can do. That's probably the best you could do.
No, the best you can do is that rolling resistance rig that Dylan went to.
Look, there's
a fixture that can. No, it had different services on it.
Yeah, but is it?
There are potentially issues with that too. But what I will say is
issues with everything.
At the very least, those two different types of tests confirm the exact same thing, which is that mountain bike tires are faster than gravel tires. Dude, so there are issues with both of them.
I'm doing whatever Keegan's doing. He's winning stuff. I'm doing what he's doing.
Classic.
Vingegaard went to 150 cranks. Did you see that?
150.
A lot of people sent us that.
No way, dude.
Dylan, are you living under a fucking rock?
When did this happen? Like a day ago, dude. Something will happen one day ago, and then we'll talk about it.
This was like last week.
And then we'll talk about it, and Scott will be like, "Dude, bro, that's old news," and I'm like, "It's less than 24 hours old, bro."
Well, if I've seen it at least 10 times, then it's old news.
It was last week because someone sent it to us.
Your phone.
Yeah, he was too busy sitting in the dark in his living room, so he couldn't look at that.
And there were SRAM cranks, which I mean,
they ride.
They're unbranded.
I know. No, they weren't.
That's what it said.
Oh,
they're unbranded, but it's clearly a SRAM crank.
Yeah.
How do you know?
It looked like a SRAM crank.
It feels like a SRAM crank.
Doesn't matter what they look like.
So Dylan, when because you run 165s.
Yep.
Because someone asked if you have considered riding shorter cranks, and I said, well, Dylan's currently running what at the time was probably the smallest production available cranks, which was 165. But now SRAM makes 160s. Like, have you considered switching to 160s? Like, did you switch to go as short as possible, or did you switch to what you thought was optimal for you?
Well, so the research that I did on cranks suggests that your cranks should be 20% of your leg length, and 20% of my leg length is 165. So,
okay. So you picked what you thought was kind of like best for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, 150 is probably shorter than 20% of Vingegaard's leg length. So
He seems like a pretty small guy. Tyler he just whipped out his tape measure.
Are you gonna even be able to do that? You're gonna have to step on it. Put it on 10 on your foot on the ground.
He's measuring
part to my ankle or where?
Just sandwich the top part between your leg and the long dong stem, and then
we all know what we want. Out. We want you to measure. We all know what we want you to measure right now. There's no questions about this, Tyler.
I don't think I can straighten my leg enough, and like I got it kicked up on the desk here.
But you can't. Yeah,
I mean, just look at Adam. He's the most good-looking one. That'll help. Eye contact with Adam and then measure.
This is the most not PG Drew's ever been.
Yeah, I know. I'm blushing right now. I can't believe I just made that joke. I'm sorry. I can't believe I just did that. I couldn't help myself.
So 20% of overall leg length?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which for like your average person, because an average crank is 172.5. For your average person that's like 5'10", or I guess average male that's 5'10", like a 172.5 is too long. They should be on a 165. So yep. But if you're like 6'2" or 6'3",
mine
or
is
something,
162.5.
You know your leg length?
I don't know. I wear a 32-inch inseam. I mean, it's pretty damn close.
I guess we do have this measurement. Our pants.
You got to measure it. Okay, for real.
I'll report back.
But yeah, like Nathan Haas, he's like, I don't like bad science. I thought it was. I thought it was hypocritical of him to say that, because the science that he suggested was good science was questionable, in my opinion.
All science is questionable.
And honestly, not any better than the science that any of us were performing. So, yeah. And then
this is why it's easier when everyone just has a tire sponsor, because then you don't have to do any of this bullshit.
Even if you have
the most money, you run their tire.
Even if you have a tire sponsor, you still got to pick between mountain bike tires and gravel tires.
Well, unless you're on Maxxis, and then it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I'm saying whatever tire sponsor you have, you still got to pick what size and what.
Maybe we should go back to that guy's question last week where he was talking about restricting tire size, and we should just make it where everyone has to run Maxxis tires.
Dude, did you see the comments? People were really mad at that guy for having such a dumb opinion.
That guy to shreds.
Really? Where were those comments on YouTube?
What comments?
On YouTube.
On this?
Yeah, on our podcast, bro.
You think I'm gonna look at the comments?
That's all you look at.
I'm busy fucking. I don't look at
tapping
them.
trees.
You're trolling fucking trees.
I'm busy tapping trees.
Trying to find these buckets. I ain't got time for
if you
comments.
want that sap to flow, you gotta get the tree a little excited,
You need me to come stare at them?
Just show the tree a picture of Adam, and that'll work. No problem. Performance.
All right, do you guys want to do any more questions or no?
The amount of sap.
I think we should wrap it up, because I got to go for a bike ride.
This is a long podcast.
Tyler, I would probably just get the entire yardage book, by the way.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
What? Did you guys have a personal conversation on the podcast right now? This isn't personal,
he texted me a question, and it's easier to just answer now.
I think we should do a segment. We don't do segments. We just kind of talk randomly. I think we should do an announcements segment at the beginning of the episodes.
What are we announcing?
What announcements
All right,
do we
why
have
don't you
this week?
spearhead that, Drew?
We've got our Patreon, and we got this, and
that's what Adam does in the intro. That's what Adam does in the intro.
All right, how about this, Drew?
I guess that's true.
When we log off, you can do the intro this week, and you can do whatever announcements you want.
I'm just saying, I want to be able to talk about Ignition right at the beginning of the podcast. So if we have an announcement segment, you'd be like, got any announcements? And I'll say, yep, sign up for coaching, $100 off if you use Bonk Bros something or another.
Is that not what Adam does at
I'm serious, dude. You can do the intro this week, and you can say whatever you want.
Negative.
See? Talking a big game.
You're so much better at it. People don't want to see me. They want to see you.
All right. I actually already opened this guy's question. So can we just answer really quick?
Sure.
Because I don't know how to make it unread on the computer.
The less that Dylan trains.
This from Alex. Alex says, can you guys discuss lactate meters and why or why not a master's level cyclist or amateur at any level
for another hour?
Dude, I want one.
He just basically says, I bought one and I'm not sure if I'll even benefit from it as a master's rider.
Please give me an overview of lactate monitors. All right.
Have we talked about this on Matchbox? Like, can we refer him to an episode where we talked about this?
I don't know. Probably. Yeah.
Just tell him no. Just say he's not going to benefit from it.
That's not true.
It is such a pain in the ass to.
It's pretty damn true.
Measure your lactate. Like, I don't know. There was a Matchbox episode where I talked about this for like 20 minutes. I just feel like it's such a pain in the ass to measure your lactate that for 99.99% of riders, and I include myself in that 99.99. This is a scenario where I'm not in the 1%. Okay.
Are you sure?
Right.
There's a few of those.
I don't know about that.
I think it's more of a pain in the ass than it will be a benefit, to the point that it won't be a benefit. Like the pain in the assness of it is going to be such a detriment that it won't be beneficial anymore.
I should have saved this for next week because I'm about to do a lactate meter test today.
I don't think there's anything wrong with doing a lactate test and finding your lactate curve and getting a better idea of where your zone 2 is and a better idea of where your actual lactate
LT1.
Yeah, your LT1 and your LT2. I think that's fine. And that's probably a good use for it. But like taking your lactate meter out with you on the road, or even trying to do it during a workout on the trainer, it's like, oh man, you are getting, it's too much of a pain in the ass. I'm just saying the pain in the assness of it outweighs the benefit.
Yeah.
If you want to hear about it, go to the Matchbox episode 75.
Dude, and the little pricker where they prick your blood, dude, like that's not super comfortable. Like I did it once yesterday just to test it out. I'm just saying like if you're having to do that 20 times on a ride while
when it's negative 20 in Sioux Falls, you're not even going to feel your finger.
That's true.
That's true. I should have done it outside. I'm going to do it on the trainer though.
Whenever they come out with the continuous lactate monitor and you can just like look at it on your watch, like that will be an absolute game changer.
Don't they have one?
They were trying to come out with it and then they never did. They're working on it, but they haven't come out with it yet.
Didn't the business that was working on it fold?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Kickstarter or something.
Yeah. I think it's just harder. I think it's harder to do than they realized, maybe, you know?
They need some more.
Or it just sucks to wear something that's constantly stabbing you.
They need some more human test examples.
I mean, they have
to sign up for their volunteer
list. They have
list.
continuous glucose monitors, you know?
Yeah, I guess. It's true.
All right.
Okay. I think that's it.
Cool.
Sorry,
See you
Alex.
guys.
Send it back. Okay. Yeah, we'll see you actually.